My name is Heather Hollis, and I have been a teacher here at Kalispell Montessori for the last 17 years.
My name is David Cummings, and I have been a teacher at KME for 22 years.
I'm Marley Davis, and I was a classroom teacher at Montessori for about 27 years.
The school was established by a group of parents who were interested in alternative schooling, and they wanted a type of education that addressed the whole child. Montessori is named after Maria Montessori. She was the first female doctor in Italy, and she used observation, and she created materials that were hands-on materials, and she essentially would follow the child and observe what they needed and learned when to introduce new materials, new concepts, and it was extremely successful.
Here at Kalispell Montessori, we especially are looking at a child-centered education. We're not looking at the agenda of the teacher, but instead following the child. And we do that through a beautiful prepared environment with engaging materials, as well as observation of each individual student so that we can make sure that every student gets an individualized presentation that helps them develop as the unique individual that they are.
The other core principle is focusing on the whole child. And what that means is it's not just academics, it's their social, their emotional, and their physical growth as well. All of those things contribute to the growth of them as a whole person.
We're not looking to tick off boxes. Instead, we're really looking to support a child in their love of lifelong learning.
So Montessori does use a lot of hands-on materials. An example of that would be the math materials. It starts out very concrete. It's called golden beads, and one bead represents one quantity. And then 10 golden beads are together to represent a 10. So it's totally concrete, and that's what the child works with. Then over time, the child moves to a new material, with the ultimate end of that being that they can do their math without a material. They can do it abstractly. Elementary 1 is what we refer to when we're talking about children that are in what would be grades 1, 2, and 3. Elementary 2, children that would be in grades 4, 5, and 6. And middle school is children that would be in grades 7 and 8.
So every day we start out doing some stretches, and we go do some running. It gets their blood pumping in the morning, and it feeds it to their brain so that by the time they get into the classroom, they're ready to learn. Montessori integrates outdoor education no matter where we are. We have the benefit of having a natural area on our back door, and so we can go out anytime we need to go and explore, play, learn, and be in nature. Oftentimes people assume just because you live in Montana, everybody goes camping outside, everybody goes hiking, but it's not always the case. And so we provide that opportunity here in a very safe and controlled environment to go out and do backpacking trips or do overnights out in nature. We teach the whole child. We teach them not just content, but we teach them how to learn, how to use teachers as resources, how to use the world around them as a resource, and we teach them to love learning.
So what I've found is when a student is transitioning out of Montessori into public school, we often hear from teachers that our kids are the ones who are going to the teachers when they struggle. If they need something, they have already had a lot of practice using their teachers as a resource.
They love learning, and they push themselves to do more than the average student does. I think one of the biggest differences between our middle school program and more traditional middle school programs is the ability to focus much more on the social and emotional development of our students. It's a critical time in their development. It's actually built into our curriculum to focus on their personal development.
I love how the teachers here at Montessori can really connect to the students.
You know everybody here, so it allows you to build such strong bonds with all the people you go to school with, including the teachers.
One of the things parents worry about is the cost. And yes, it is a cost, and it's not insignificant, but we're investing in our children. And in many cases, those investments pay back in scholarships. But beyond the financial rewards, I firmly believe that we're not just creating learners, we're creating citizens of the world. We're helping mold our future, and I think that they're worth it.